Hey everybody, so I wanted to talk a little bit more about the upcoming full moon in Pisces since it's such an important full moon and talk about specifically about the trines that are involved in it. We have a lot of trines and sextiles, which are very easy aspects and bring a lot of wisdom, opportunity, and maturity into things because trines offer us an ease of perspective. Girls, come up here to mommy. Come on. Sunrise. Come on. So they offer us a wisdom-filled perspective because we can see past and future in such a way that we get the best out of where we're coming from and we're able to apply it most effectively towards where we're going. So these are aspects where we are given a certain amount of gift or ease because we don't have to work incredibly hard to get the good stuff. Girls, come on. Let's go up. Let's go up. Come on. Come with mommy. So, as opposed to a full moon that's loaded with squares or other oppositions, there is a type of ease of blessing that we can get from this. So we have a trine from Uranus to the Sun. It's also sextile to the Moon. Venus is still trine to Jupiter. We also have a very loose trine from Mars to Saturn. So the combination of factors is easier than what we're used to in terms of these archetypal relationships representing our combination of needs. Those relationships coming together easier within us, so we don't experience as much inner conflict. We don't experience as much difficulty, lack, assumption of defeat. There's a really good sense of if we follow the trail, if we listen to our heart, if we refer to wisdom rather than fear, then we are going to be able to get the best out of this. We're going to be able to get the fruit of this. Because that's what trines are. They're low-hanging fruit. We don't have to reach high. We don't have to expend a lot of energy in order to get the rewards that they bring. So with the trine from Venus to Jupiter, we are experiencing forgiveness, expansiveness when it comes to who and what we love, what we'll invest in, the types of investments that we make with friendships, romantic relationships, money, because we have perspective, because we're including wisdom, we're including the kind of information knowledge that is not fear or lack based. We're including what's inclusive, what's not exclusive. We're not cutting things out to serve our personal blind spots. We're open to possibilities and what might be out of the usual scope of our ego. So we aren't as willing to hide things from ourselves because we aren't afraid that what we see is going to be too difficult for us to absorb or to digest, to live with, because it's so outside of the scope of how we typically protect ourselves and think ourselves up, and so many times construct our life stories to protect ourselves from our blind spots and the things about ourselves that we don't know that we don't know. So the willingness that comes in with this full moon is actually quite beautiful. There's a conjunction of the moon to Neptune, which also brings this sensitivity, this openness to what is unconditional, what is higher than just, our base instincts or fear, the lower vibrational energies that we can get stuck in and spin in, and it can really start to color our reality, and then we'll get more of it because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it's very easy to elevate out of those types of patterns and ways of thinking and feeling and victim stories that we'll tell ourselves. It's easier to elevate out of that because we do have this connection with something higher or what's more ideal, and the sensitivity to what beckons us towards something greater, a greater spiritual experience that is really outside of the scope of what we could get without some type of greater communion with self, spirit, and this could be with others as well. So it's a very enlightening full moon that's coming up here. Just get over this thing without causing myself an injury here. It's a very enlightening full moon because we had, with the new moon, the new beginnings of cleaning up our act, cleaning up our life, cleaning up our thinking, getting straighter in our ways, becoming more solid in how we live our everyday lives, so we can have the room, the permission, so we can be justified in looking up and out and beyond, because we have taken care of what's close to us and what occurs in everyday life, so that we can engage in what is meaningful. We have rid ourselves of distractions. That is a big part here of this first 2 weeks of this month leading up to the full moon, is identifying what do I need to clean up, and what kind of distractions do I have around me? What kind of even options am I keeping around me that are really preventing me from having the larger type of communion with self or other, or with spirituality, that really brings that sense of greater connection or fusion, and puts us in touch with something that's just greater than our focus on the distractions of everyday life, how we lose ourselves in the minimal. So this maximizes our hunger to come in touch with more spiritually aware figures, or to become more spiritually aware or whole, more compassionate within ourselves, and to be able to practice a level of detachment. Because we understand that if something isn't good for us, this is the Virgo Pisces axis, if something isn't good for us in everyday life, it's probably not good for us spiritually. If we have a habit, if we have a way of being in everyday life that isn't compatible with the more ideal life, the soft life, the informed life that we'd like to live, we need to look at those things. Because so much of the time, we want the big dream. We want to ground our fantasies. We want to experience a type of heaven on earth. And that is possible if we are being realistic about positioning ourselves, doing the things that we need to do, being the person that we need to be, developing the characteristics and the strength and the character that we need to have. In order to be able to accept those gifts, to accept those offerings of the Creator, the wishes of our heart. Because that saying, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it, well, there's something to that. And we can have the most beautiful, perfect, ideal thing show up for us. But if we haven't positioned ourselves right, if we aren't accepting, if we aren't willing to make room for that beautiful thing, we'll find a way to push it away, to avoid it, to dismiss it. We deny the wishes of our own heart. It's a sin against ourselves. So, be open to what may be unknown, but it offers you something greater than the mundane, something greater than the usual distractions, options. It offers us more than what is normal. It's an extraordinary full moon. The things that can come to us are extraordinary. So if we're willing to say yes, to position and prepare ourselves, to purify ourselves, to look at our habits, look at our choices, get in alignment with the wishes of our heart, we can ground those ideals into reality and have an easier time doing it, because we do have these beautiful trines involved that confer wisdom and ease of change and transition. There's so much good Uranus involved. So maybe with that, talk to you guys later.